Greetings trainers, KuroBlitz here, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm here to talk about the overabundance of characters of the day in the Pokemon Journeys anime, and just to make you just short notice, this will be just totally unscripted. It will be a rant, but positive criticism. I'm not here to hate on Journeys like how many people might seem that I do. No, I do it in a constructive criticism way because I want for the show to be better because I saw it better in the past. So, in regards of characters of the day, we have a lot of them, and people are interested in some and not as much in others because it invalidates the presence of Galar characters, being them gym leaders or even supporting characters or even rivals, because they just show up to checklist, right? They did it with Raihan, they did it with Opal, B is nowhere to be found since the presence of Rinto, and people are very iffy with the characters for the Project Mew who are going to be Ghost rivals, those being Tsurugi and Asahi. And I do understand to that extent, like we had a lot of characters that in their nature might be characters of the day, but some of them are recurring characters like Koharu's classmates, and even Rinto became one of them. Now we have OG, but there are characters that still have the essence of being, recurring characters for the Journeys anime, which I do hope. However, that is the problem with Journeys, wanting to show every single Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, it's a great premise, it's a great premise with the whole thing of also Go wanting to capture every single Pokemon, but it's the way they do it. It's the execution. The execution is horrible. It's totally horrible. Like, they don't know how to show the Pokemon because the real thing is the characters of the day, they don't matter. They could be easily replaced. And I know Journeys is not a Sword and Shield show, but it's in Generation 8, right? So people are, very iffy with this overall situation. And I want to talk about that more. I want to talk about why the characters of the day, they don't matter. It's very simple. Even in the best series, many of them never did. Like, they just show up and oh, for the sake of the plot, we are here because filler. Conflict. It needs to happen, even if it's very bullshit. I'm going to give you a great example on this one. Remember these guys? Yeah, these are the guys from the Lugia raid in episode 2, the trainer of War Turtle, the Jolteon that it's in the Evolution Laboratory, and this Gengar dude, who is not Gengar's former trainer. So that alone, we have 2 Vermilion trainers with Gengar, it doesn't make sense. Why are these dudes here? There is no, oh, okay, they are citizens of Vermilion, but if you give the city citizens and you don't explore them, Vermilion falls flat in this. The whole thing about with Alola, Melee Island, everyone knew everyone in that island. In Vermilion, there is no sense of community because, well, it's a urban setting, so yeah, for example, everyone says, oh, Ash goes to this place, he needs to meet this person and these people, and I'm like, do you meet the mayor of the city that you visit for the first time in the first day? Oh, Ash should be known as the first champion of Alola. Do you know who's the pro surfer of Hawaii right now? The first Super Bowl was not televised, right? If they don't say that Ash is the champion in the Masters 8, when it's going to be televised? But I don't want to deviate or diverge with this. But the characters of the day don't matter. Remember these dudes? Some of you do, some of you don't, and that's the thing. Because some of you don't, their relevance is practically non-existent. We have a Gengar trainer, but it's not the former trainer of Gengar. Honestly, why they don't matter? The Jolteon girl, will she be relevant for Eevee? Maybe yes, maybe not, we don't know. That's the thing, we don't know. And for the most part, we also don't care. They were just there to show Pokemon. Why? The War Turtle trainer. Why is she there? because Ash has Squirtle and Gary has Blastoise. Exactly. Let's continue on with the list, okay? So, we have Laurel, the girl from Sinnoh, and she has a Piplup and a Grogunk. And I'm like, this is DP bait at its finest. However, I'm worried because does this mean that we are not going to see a Piplup or a Grogunk? I'm okay with Brock having a Toxicroak, but Dawn having an Empoleon feels like a sin, especially when Barry and Kenny have one. Speaking of Empoleon, we have this other guy in the race who has an Empoleon. Why wasn't Barry in Snowpoint? We could have seen Barry in Snowpoint. We see Barry in Snowpoint because of the games, like he's battling Jupiter in Lake Acuity to protect Uxie, and he captures the SS Power to go to the battle zone to battle his father. We could have seen that shit. The whole episode, we see Cyndaquil and we see the Hoot, like, you know, Pokemon from pre-evolved Pokemon that Ash has, right? And they don't contribute nothing to this plot. I would have preferred more, you know, that we, instead of these random ass dudes, we got, you know, Eugene or even Morty or even a random kimono girl, right? They are not important. Continuing on. The Golor Crate. The Golor Crate, it's the definition of journeys of show characters and solve a problem in one day. I love the raid, I love the exploration bit, because that's what I always believe that Go and everyone should do in journeys, going Indiana Jones style, like researching things, like don't make the world call your shots, you call your shots, okay? You are the one exploring shit, go look for Mew, get clues for Mew, like how Ash got Mews for OO in the I Choose You movie. Go is just like, nah, I'm going to catch every single Pokemon, like, does it make any sense? Hell no! Even Mewtwo questioned that shit. I love the girl with the Meditite. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't see anyone that could use, you know, a Meditite in this situation, but Shane Seeker, are we going to see the Shiny Hunter once again? We don't know. That's the thing. Like, oh, and he has a Psyduck, so at this point, where's Misty? And we have the Psyduck trainer from episode 57, the Kikuna Romance episode. Why? From all the Pokemon, why that one? And then we go to the Curator of Museums and Saya. I love these characters. The thing is, they don't serve much. They want to pull off a Don George with the Curator. I get it, but here's the thing. Would it make most sense if we got Arun, you know, the secret base dude from Aurus for exploration stuff, and Saya, a guy with a Meganium from Johto? Where is Vincent and Casey? Better yet, Casey, because Ash never battled Casey in the Johto League, so why is Ash battling this random dude? Speaking of random dudes, the Gengar trainer. Like, we don't even know his name. He's just the former trainer of Gengar and his girlfriend friend. Like, we don't know who that girl is. And then we have, of course, Viscous students being Tony and Steve. Because Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, right? Because Lieutenant Surge is Lightning American, so he's Thor, right? It's the Avengers. And you know what's worst? Viscous is stuck in the normal class, while Tony, the brunette guy with the Electabuzz, was in the great class in the Pikachu jealousy episode. How come an understudent of Viscous be stronger than her in World Coronation Series ranking? This doesn't add up. And then we have other trainers like, you know, the Tauros trainer and the Clawitzer trainer, and I'm like, Ash goes to, why this random Tauros trainer? Like, Ash has Tauros, why show a Tauros now? I would have preferred if Ash battled AJ and Sandslash or something nowadays. And if he's to battle a Clawitzer, why this random ass cowboy dude? Like, show Sawyer once again. He's in Kalos, like, Sawyer could still be there with Steven Stone, like, what the hell? Besides, Sawyer never interacted with Corina, so perfect chance for him to do so. They want to show Pokemon, but they have the most random ass characters to do it. Like the dude with the Sunflora in the Tokyo episode. Couldn't that be Kurt? Or someone else? Like, we don't... It could have been the perfect chance to give Kurt some Pokemon, right? The Heracross girl. Why is she important? And I like how she has only the bugs found in Sinnoh because of the regional decks. Nice detail over there. But if you want for a guy to get bugs, where's Nando? Nando had a cricket tune, why create this chick? Nando has a Mew art. He's a minstrel. Where's Nando? I would have loved if Ash battled Nando, right? Or maybe Barry, again, because Barry has an Heracross. And why Heracross of all Pokemon? Because Ash has one, so why the point of the episode? What's the point of the trade episode? Like, there was no point on the trade episode. Like, just you watch. Just you all watch. As Ash and Go are not going to trade Boulders to get Gigglet. And then we have the Glaceon girl, Matsubara, right? She has Glaceon hair. Why? Because they don't know if Kaori will return to voice Mei and develop Koharu with Glaceon. We are in Sinnoh era. But the evolution trainers don't matter. And then we have, you know, the assistant of Carolis. To which I'm like, okay, but why was he there? Just to put the kids in danger? He isn't in the games. Why couldn't Carolis just be alone? Because she didn't got any Pokemon. Like, Ash and Go got Dracovish and Arthazold. I would have preferred, if you are to introduce the guy, give the guy, you know, a Dracozolt, and give Carolis a Dracovish or a Arctovish or something. But no, he's just there to cause conflict, for the kids to be in danger. And that's the thing, like, oh, we need to create characters to create conflict. It's always been like this since the old days. Filler, character, Ash, solve that shit. Always. It doesn't add up. Like, this character doesn't contribute anything. We don't, like, he doesn't even help Go with Aerodactyl. He doesn't have a World Coronation series with Ash. Like, nah. He's just there for Carolis to not be alone. Like, it's a guy-girl situation, but why? Why? Why is this dude here? Just to create conflict and for the fossils to, you know, to be disjointed and misrevived, if that's even a word. And now talking about more characters, these random 5 dudes from the Lugia raid and the poachers from the Suicune episode. Oh boy, this is the biggest conundrum that I have, because everyone, you know, they saw the opening, they saw the third opening of 123, they saw, you know, the guy, the red guy, and say, oh, it's the Phalanx trainer because he's near a Phalanx in the opening, but everyone is moving. Now this guy is the Bisharp trainer. Get your shit together. Like, the guy with the glasses is the Corviknight trainer, and I'm like, are you telling me? I like how Ash's Pikachu is the only one to damage Lugia, okay? I will never discredit that Pikachu cloud. But find them random dudes battling Lugia just for the sake of it. And then we have the poachers, who are stronger than Macro Cosmogrunts. Capture Suicune. You have 2 Johto legendaries. Where is Team Rocket? You have Matori Matrix invade the resort area of the battle zone in the Sinnoh region, but not interested in seeing Lugia and Suicune? Excuse me? If Go with his smartphone and Sakuragi with all of the technology in the Institute can track down a Lugia, so should the technology of Team Rocket. We know Giovanni has cash to spare. His Persian must be paydaying all day long. Are you telling me that Matori Matrix, who has a grunt with a Mega Aggron, would not be interested in seeing a Lugia in Kanto. When Butch and Cassidy, they tried to kidnap the Lugia with Dr. Namba in the Whirl Islands. And Suicune! Goddamn Suicune! Like, what the hell? Like, no Hunter will trample over Jay. We peaked at Hunter J, and it saddens me. I always wanted for Go to have someone enemy because Hunters are the antithesis of Pokemon captures. Like, a Hunter to rival Go would be the best thing ever. Continuing on. Gemba. Why Gemba? You want the trainer with a girder? Just give a girder to Montgomery from the Club Explosion. Or even have Stefan return with a girder, okay? Or better yet, Marshall from the Unova Elite Four. Have Marshall return, he battles Ash and Sirfetch'd. In the end of the episode, he trades with one of Ghost's Pokemon, and we see in the anime how Marshall got his iconic Conkeldurr. Now that's a narrative. Now that's good writing. But they want merch, not a fucking story! And then Endo. Because Diglets. It's fucking Diglets. They live in Vermilion, and they decide for the Diglett episode to be in the farm instead of going to the actual Diglett's cave. Oh my Arceus. This show is so stupid sometimes. Speaking of stupid, like, why this random ass trainer, you know, the trainer of Psyduck? He doesn't even get a name, he's just Psyduck's trainer. But worst of all, it's Jacqueline. And this is the funny stuff. This is where people are going to rage. She has an Inteleon, and she's a movie star. Couldn't you just tweak the setting for instead of a movie, it's a photo shoot, and instead of Jacqueline, you have Nessa in Kanto with her Inteleon from Twilight Wings? Right? Right? A lot better. A lot better. And continuing with Galar, like this random ass family with a Scentiscorch. Where's Kabu? And the episode after, when the ghosts, being Ash's Gengar and Leon's Dragapult, are battling that Mine Colossal. Where's Gordy? Are you telling me that Galar is going haywire and they have to hire 10-year-old kids from fucking Kanto to solve their issues? Where's Kabu? Where's Gordy? Where's the fire team to help out, you know, Leon and Charizard? And then, the Handyman siblings. Why is Puzzle and Minun being shown in that way? The last time we saw Puzzle and Minun, it was with Ursula. I would have preferred if these fucking electric rodents were shown in Viscas wanting to rematch Ash on a 2v2. Oh, they are cute, but being trained by a woman with military background, you don't want to mess with those mice, man. Nah. And then Kairi, the plot convenience friend of Kikuna with Vaporeon. Kikuna is antisocial. She's said to not have friends. And why is everyone she knows like water Pokemon from Kanto? And this random guy is from Lily Cove. Why? They could have a lot of trainers with Vaporeon to show, right? Like, Lana could have evolved her Eevee, but then again, they never showed Bossy Bubble for Nagisa, whatever. And then Detective Deca, solving an electrical issue in Vermilion. They said, oh, we talked about people. Why? Because they don't want to show the gym, they don't want to show the handyman, they don't want to show the society that they created. Pokemon Electric, its electricity is being stolen and the city is going whatever. We saw this in the past, people. They could have add 2 and 2 and think, oh, maybe it's Zapdos again going to the power plant. They never went there. Oh, maybe it's the fucking overabundance of Rotom phones in just one area because Rotoms aren't special now. Rotoms are not special now. Poor Rotom decks. We went from Detective Rotom to Detective Lucky to this piece of shit. And now here is the worst contender. Just you watch, you're going to... If you think that Tony being in the great class but Viscous being stuck in the normal, it sucks, just you wait for this one. Remember that one time when Ash battled 3 trainers and he dexited the super class, he ranked up half of the super class? I always said that the World Coronation Series should be like the Battle Chateau. You rank up class by points, not by the fluctuation of your performance or the misperformance of others. That's the hill I'll always die on, okay? And therefore, the Masters 8 would just be the Master class. So it could be more than 8 people. They limited themselves to 8 because Gen 8 champions, well 7, because Lance it's from, you know, Indigo being Johto and Kanto, but Raihan will have to be there somehow. Look at the picture. We see all of Ash's 5 Pokemon from that time, right? Like Dracovish not there, but he was already caught, but it was recent. That's the thing. With the old director, you could swap around episodes and the plot wouldn't change. Suicune could happen right after the Darkest Day, nothing would change. Wigstrom could happen right after Mewtwo, nothing would change. Journeys is filled with GS ball plots. They showed stuff to drop. Ash's Aura, Mewtwo, Lugia, Surge. It's just a bunch of red herrings all over the place. All over the place. But look at this image. We have Larvitar and Pupitar, but they don't seem to be on the same team, right? And then there's a Spinda and a Lunatone, and I'm like, okay, 2 Johto Pokemon, 2 Owen Pokemon, and then we have Scraggy, Shiftry, and Sableye. All of these Pokemon are Dark types, and they are near 1 trainer. So we have 3 trainers, and we have 7 Pokemon. You know what this means? You know what this means? There was a great class battle that was a 3v3. And all of the 3 dark Pokemon that you see, Scraggy, Shiftry, and Sableye, they were all used by that guy in blue. If you think that skipping battles is worst, we skipped the first 3v3 in this entire hellhole of a show. Guys, this is why the characters of the day, they don't matter. Like, you could swap around characters or just delete them, the plot would not change. You could have characters from the past, make a more engaging story, or even characters from the games and have a more compelling narrative. That's how shit should have been done. But they never do it. They don't want that. Oh, let's create original designs. Yeah, but sometimes originality sucks if you don't follow with it. People are worried if we are going to see Tokyo again. We got Hoji, but that doesn't guarantee anything, because Nikolai the Knickerbocker in Advanced Generation, he was in 2 episodes. But just that, right? Same goes for the Snubbull of Johto. Casey in Johto, she's a recurring because she's in Chronicles, but let's face it, she only appeared 3 times in Johto, not even in the league. Richie, fucking Richie. But yeah, that is the sad truth. Characters of the day do not matter. They could be replaced or erased, and the story would be better or the same. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, and if you want more content, share, subscribe, and comment your ideas down below. Have an awesome day, trainers, and don't forget to capture them all.